Greetings, Nana Bonjour, Bamatunga Waskanage and the McKinders Nakaz. My name is Joseph Sagaj, and I'm the artist that designed the Toronto sign that was commissioned by the city of Toronto. Nishkanaga is Ndonji. I come from a place called Nishkanaga, which is in northern Ontario, 1,000 miles north of here. It's a little small reserve flying community. There's Attawabascut Lake and Attawabascut River that runs all the way to Hudson's Bay. So that's where I'm from. So I currently live in Toronto. I'm an active artist, alive as you can see. And I'm very happy to talk a little bit about the Toronto sign and how it came to be. What can I say about the Toronto sign and where the original inspiration came from? Well, it came from various elders like Jim Dumont and Dr. Jacques Lavallee, with the help of Dr. Hopi, and Art Solomon was the source of inspiration as to where the quote came from. And I'm going to paraphrase the quote because I don't remember exactly the words, but it went along the lines of "We stir the embers for our future generations." So that was a beautiful quote. And Art Solomon is one of the highly respected elders in our community who passed away probably about 20 years ago now. But I remember as a child growing up when he used to come to our reserve in Northern Ontario, when it was a flying community, it's still a flying community. He used to come in and tell us stories and share stories about his life and about our teachings. So I also grew up listening to elders in our community, listening and sharing of stories of legends. And that's how I kind of grew up in that kind of environment. First image on the medicine wheel called Rekindle. It's about the face that I developed, this portrait that looks kind of contemporarized of an old image from the past. And I also tried to feature the youth because I think the youth are very important. As the Haudenosaunee say, the youth and our children are emerging from the ground. So that's kind of like a metaphor that I used in order to render these images and also use the youth as part of the image as well as the children. I also tried to portray the women because the women are the carriers of the fire. And they're very important in our culture, and we respect them, and we try to feature them. For me, as an artist, I try to feature them in most of the designs that I've done. I also tried to feature the 7 teachings and the 7 stages of life. 7 stages of life are very significant in our ways and in our teachings, and also the 7 teachings are reflected amongst these teachings. And as Jim Dumont would say, and all the other elders would say, you have to sit in real time in order to experience what these teachings are about and what they signify. One of the designs that's up there is the turtle design, and that has 2 or 3 designs incorporated with it. There's the 13 moons, there's the 4 colors, and there's the 7 pointed star system. And that 7 pointed star system was our way, was our system of governance that had the cranes, that had the fish, that had the loons, the bear, and the deer, and the bird clans, and the deer clans. That system was significant in our way, as the Haudenosaunee people also have their system. You know, that's the way we operated and conducted our ceremonies and our business affairs in order to come to a consensus. And that's what we should still be doing. The maple leaf has the 4 medicines kind of wrapped around it. There's the strawberry, which covers the month of June, the heartberry, as we call it in the Anishinaabe language, And then there's the blueberry, the raspberry, and the wildberry. So those are significant medicine plants and or medicine berries. And in that design, it's wrapped around the maple leaf appropriately. There's also the hawk that carries the fire stick in that letter O. There's that child that's looking up. That child is the two-spirited child, androgynous spirit. Two-spirited, so I wanted to honor the two-spirited people of our nations and other cultures. There's also a design over there because United Nations declared the next 10 years till 2032 language and culture. I wanted to do a syllabic portrait. That syllabic portrait was designed by and as a system to kind of it's like the ABCs of our language. All those little triangles that you see in there, and all the L's and the shapes, they're pronounced A or nay, na, ni, no, in that way. So it was designed by the missionaries. So that's what we use now. But I wanted to utilize those symbols and create a portrait. So when you stand back on the other side and stand back, you can actually see an elderly woman. So I also wanted to feature the elders. So there's more that I can talk about, but I think my time's up. So thank you very much for listening and taking the time to listen to this. And hopefully I'll meet you one day. And thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to explain. And again, the city of Toronto and our community, Chimigwech, Bonjour, Nikanagana.